Craig, what's up, man?
What's up, my brother?
Good to see you, bro. It's been a while. How you been?
Good. Yeah, it's been like what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah. How you been feeling? I heard you were sick a little bit last week. You good?
Yeah, I'm better now. I'm actually up too. I'm getting bigger again. Do I look bigger? Look.
Yeah, you do. You look huge, man.
Yeah, I'm back at it.
What, you got a trip planned to Cabo or something?
Yeah, tomorrow.
That's awesome, man. You excited?
Yeah, I'm going with two lovely ladies, so it's gonna be fun.
Two ladies, wow.
Yeah. One's fun, but two's better, right?
Yeah, I assume, yeah, for sure. So how you how you getting ready for this trip?
I'm kind of one of those guys who just goes at it last second. I'll just pack probably tomorrow when I wake up, and obviously I'm gonna shave my body tonight. I'm gonna go fix my beard up too. I got my toes done yesterday. If you watch my stories, I posted it, messed with the age a little bit, and yeah,
Did
nothing
you
too
use your, did
crazy.
you use your Manscaped lawnmower?
I'm using that tonight.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that for the trip. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely be using it tonight. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for sending me a care package. I can't wait to use it.
Why don't you ask the two ladies to help you with that?
Most likely, yeah, that will definitely have to happen.
That's awesome. I'll have a good time
Check
out
the
there.
video.
Have a good time out there, bro. All right, so today, it's kind of a serious episode. We're going to talk about the untimely passing of John Meadows. The news broke a couple days ago. It's obviously very shocking, and did you know John personally? Because I think you're one of the first people to actually find out about that.
It's very weird. Yeah, I was the one that told you guys, and I told a couple other top pros too, and they had no idea. I was the one that gave them the bad news, and they're like, "Are you serious? Are you for sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah," but I just heard it through someone that he was coaching, so through Enhanced. So yeah, I found out really early on, but no, I did not know him at all. I didn't meet him, but who's well respected in the fitness community for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy because I interviewed him a couple of months ago, and we were talking about a lot of things, of course, and we talked about his health condition because he had a heart attack, earlier, last year, and then we covered the health extensively actually with him, and he was in good spirit, he kind of moved past that, he was taking all the precautionary things, you know what I'm saying? And then when I found out about this, it was just like a very shocking thing, And also, he's just I knew him, I interviewed him a few times, but I know people that knew him very personally and close, and they had just great things to say about him. He's just a good individual, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he seemed like a very knowledgeable guy too. So
Yeah.
it sucks that happened. A lot of people are passing. It's kind of funny. Every time you guys post my picture on Generation Iron, you'll get people saying, "Oh my gosh, I thought he died." I'm just like, wow. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
they
people are
think it's
crazy.
like, they think, "Oh no," but then like, "Oh, he's okay, good." So it's
Yeah.
kind of funny.
Now, obviously, I think John Meadows, he left a great, legacy in the sport. He used to be a pro, obviously himself. He competed. He knows the industry very well, and he's been helping a lot of the top pros as well, and just men and women all across the board, to train. And I think millions of people saw his videos on YouTube as well. So I feel like he definitely changed a lot of lives and he helped a lot of people. I guess if you would have to kind of summarize his impact on the industry, what do you think the main thing is?
How he influenced the fitness industry.
Yeah.
Because of his knowledge, man. He was a
Mhm.
very knowledgeable guy, and he knew his shit, and his physique showed. He got really freaking shredded. Bone dry shredded. So he knew his stuff. And let's be real, when it comes to competing, you need to be shredded. So I think that's why a lot of people looked up to him. Plus, he was very knowledgeable. He knew a lot about supplementation. He did his own brand. So he was just a very knowledgeable guy, and I think a lot of people looked up to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, when things like this happen, unfortunately in the fitness industry, right? Like as soon as the news break about somebody's dying, especially when it's somebody, a relatively younger person, right? John was 49, for example. But you get a lot of comments like, oh, like they blame it on bodybuilding. Obviously, and we're not going to talk about the cause of death. I don't want to, there's probably a lot of things that the family's still dealing with, But even outside of John, like, do you think it's unfair to blame bodybuilding on these untimely deaths, or do you think bodybuilding people are right to voice that opinion?
Um, Bodybuilding could definitely play a big part in it, but it could be also a hereditary situation in his family. Where he already had health issues to begin with, and then bodybuilding just made it worse. That could be another thing. You can't always blame steroids or bodybuilding. You gotta look into the family tree and see what runs in the family, and stuff like that. You can't just blame steroids. You gotta see if there's health issues in the family, before. See like what's how, you know what I mean?
Now, the you mentioned his student told you about what happened. One of his clients.
Yeah, yeah, no, I heard how it happened. Yeah, he it was like a heart issue, right?
He dealt with a heart attack last year. Yeah.
Oh, that was last year. I thought that was just a couple months ago.
Or a few months. Well, that's what happened before, but he recovered after that.
Okay, okay. Yeah, man, it just sucks. There's a lot of people passing away in 2021. And it is a little scary. And it does make me think.
Does it?
You just gotta be.
It made you concerned?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But I just started myself getting back at it, but I'm just gonna take it really slow. You know what I mean? And then I'll probably take another break. Because I get my whole body a year. That's a long time. There's no reason for me to go hard. If I'm injured and I can't give it 100%. So, I'm definitely taking this all in. 100%. With the bodybuilding issues. And I'm getting checked more, and I'm taking more health supplements, and you know what I mean. I'm definitely trying to keep it more healthier when I see this stuff.
As your main doctor, right? Do you use like a general doctor or somebody very specific when it comes to like just doing like your full checkup, make sure your blood is good and everything else? Like, who do you go to?
No, not at all. Jay Cutler recommended me a doctor that deals with like bigger bodybuilders, and I'm still on the waiting list to this day. He was like 6 months back. So I believe I get to meet him September 1st. So it's coming soon. But yeah, it's crazy. But good for him, but it's kind of makes me nervous if I need him, But yeah, I wanted to buy. That's why I asked Jay Cutler. I said, do you know a good doctor that could deal with like, bigger bodybuilders? And he's like, yeah, you got to check this guy out. So
I have a hypothetical question for you. If you go to a doctor, right, that you trust, and he tells you, Craig, you're too huge. You can't continue like this. You have to stop. You have to stop bodybuilding. You have to stop doing this, and you have to lose weight, or you're gonna have major complications very soon. What would you do?
then I'd probably chill out for sure. 100%. It would suck, but I've done my thing, bro. I've been walking around pretty big for a while, so I know my time was about to come eventually. I was thinking around 40, I'd still chill. So another 3 years. But we'll see. I say that, but we'll see.
Well, once again, before we move to the next subject, I want to say rest in peace, John Meadows. Condolences to his family and all his friends, and of course people that he influenced.
Absolutely.
All right, let's talk about. So Olympia is coming up. So we have Arnold Classic coming up very soon, and we have Olympia coming up in October.
Where's the Arnold going to be at?
September I think it's in Columbus, Ohio, and Olympia. Yeah, and Olympia is going to be back in Orlando, I believe.
That sucks, man. That's such.
I want to ask your opinion on something. So, Big Ramy released. They call it progress pics, right? As fans, you don't know when the picture was taken, right? But they put out these like, teasers, I would say, right? Like they put out like a picture of them without a shirt, you know what I mean? And then Phil did one as well, and then people do it all the time essentially. And then the fans go crazy, of course. They say, "Well, this guy is definitely winning. He's unbelievable, whatever." Can these progress pics really be trusted in your opinion? Like, or you know what I mean? Like, because a lot of times, like a lot of bodybuilders I notice reveal those images and they don't place as high. You know what I mean? How do you feel about releasing those images? And as fans, would you actually, take them in consideration of who's gonna win or not.
Well, the one I saw of Ramy looked pretty freaking impressive. If that really is him right now, I think he's going to take it again, man. Plus, I don't think the Olympia, I don't think they want to be passing the Sando to new people every year. Like they gave it to Dorian 6 times. They gave it to Jay 4. They gave it to Ronnie Coleman 8, Lee Haney 8. They don't want to keep on giving it to like different people every year. So unless Ramy really fucks up, I think they're gonna give it. It's gonna be Ramy again, man. I think he's gonna hold it a little bit too. I think he's gonna keep on going with it a little, as long as he stays shredded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, but I feel like sometimes those pictures, like, or even like, I remember seeing pictures of like different guys, even like from the '90s era, right? They looked amazing, like in their like gym pictures. But then when it comes to the stage, you still gotta like deplete a lot more. So sometimes they lose it before they go on stage.
That's like every single bodybuilder ever, including me. I was the same way, man. I remember I'd be like working out, getting ready for a show, and I'd be like, look in the mirror, if I could just look like this on stage, and then be soft as shit. I don't know, man. It's all about timing, bro. Sometimes bodybuilders look 10 times better in the gym, pumped up, full of water, than they do on stage. They lose too much vascularity. They look too puffy. They don't look as shredded, but in the gym, when they're all pumped, and full of carbs, they look mind blowing,
I guess that's why they get the coach for like pay a lot of money, right? For that last couple of weeks or the last week of the dial-up.
Yeah, absolutely. That's when it really matters.
That means a lot, right?
Yeah.
What's did you figure out the secret to that? Like, what's the one thing that messes most people up during the final week of prep?
Carb loading, usually, diuretic use, just not getting shredded enough, and then carb loading, stuff like that. I would say is definitely what messes you up on stage. Not getting enough sugar in your system and getting the insulin spike when you go to stage, and you want to get the vascularity and the shreds. You got to eat the jam, the rice cakes, but you also got to be super shredded. You can't be fat eating that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna make you more bloated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So I don't know. I guess when you see pictures like when the guys put out pictures like Big Ramy and Phil, whatever, do you get more excited about the show, or does it phase you at all? Or no?
Is Phil even competing? I don't think he is. I think he's just trying to be like Kai and just like with the fans. What do you think?
I think 50-50, honestly. I don't know.
I don't think he's going to do well, man, if he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think he's done?
I think he's done, yeah.
Interesting.
I think he's just trying to stay in shape. I don't think he's going to compete.
Do you think he's gonna like hurt his career even if he comes back but doesn't place well? Do you think that's gonna be like detrimental to his legacy or whatever?
Well, look at Ronnie Coleman. Look at Jay Cutler. The last time they both competed, Ronnie got 4th, Jay got 6th. They knew they were done. They're like, I'm out. I'm just going to crawl out. I don't want to place any worse. I know my time is done. And Phil's is done. So he needs to just take a step back and what did he get last show? 2nd? That's not bad at all. Why compete again and get 3rd, 4th, or 5th? There's no point of that, but hey, what do I know? Maybe he could come back in a whole completely different level, but I highly doubt it.
But if he does come back and he wins, that's a crazy like comeback story. It's a legend status right there.
That'd be legendary. Yeah, Jay did that. Remember in 2008.
Yeah, exactly. When after Dexter defeated him, right, he came back next year. Year, yeah. That was amazing. I mean, obviously, I think Phil already is a legend in the sport. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he even needs that, but you never know what he wants to do.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I don't think he's going to compete though, but we'll see. I could be wrong.
All right, next topic I want to discuss with you. A lot of I was wondering about that myself actually. I know it's a big subject online, right? Which is basically like natty or not, right?
Yeah.
You have some people make a lot of videos and build their YouTube channels off that. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like trying to expose others when they claim natty, when they're trying to like pressure them into like admitting that they're not natty. You know what I'm saying? And it happens all over the place. Do you think anybody out there, whether you're a professional athlete or an Instagram or whatever, the fitness guy, like if somebody questions your natty or not natty status, like should you even respond to that? Because technically speaking, you know what I mean? Like what's if you just say no comment Or even if you say you're not, you know what I mean? But like, why do you owe that to the people to know whether you're natty or not?
Well, I remember when I was natty, and no one believed me, and I really didn't care. To me, you're just boosting my ego. You're telling me that you're basically telling me you're great is what you're doing. You can't be natural, so you got to be like, oh no, you're a liar. Honestly, I loved it. I posted a picture on my Instagram of me 100% natural. 225, pretty shredded, and the comments were just like, why do you got to lie, Craig? I'm like, why do I got to lie? Why would I lie about that? I hit 360 pounds. You don't think I can hit 225 natural, but I can hit 360? Like, come on, use your brain. I'm not sitting there claiming I'm natural at 290. It's 225. Like, come on, I'm 6'3". That's not that crazy. So I guess people just don't believe in hard work and genetics, man. They just got to hate. They
Sure.
just got to hate on because can't believe it.
Sure, but let's say it's like an influencer or bodybuilder who's not natural, right? Who's enhanced. Like, why does he owe people to tell him that he's not natural? Like, it's his business. Like, right? I'm saying, why does he have to be transparent about that?
He doesn't. Just if you're natural, say I'm natural, and let the people talk. Let them boost your name and get you more popular. Like, let them talk. Oh, did you hear about that guy who claims natty? Freaking liar. They're talking about you. You're doing something right. They're boosting your name. It's working, natty or not, lying or whatever, you know?
But it's interesting also, like, people, like, I guess people online, people on the internet or whatever, they forget that steroids are still illegal in this country, in the U.S. So, what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm not saying they're gonna get arrested right away, but what I'm saying is, like, why would you go and admittedly say to people that you're not natty? You know what I mean? Like, well, you kind of putting yourself in a situation
I
where you get in
never,
trouble.
I never understood it, man. I don't get it. If you're natural and you really are, claim you're natural. If you're on gear but you don't want to talk about it, just don't talk about it.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Like, lie about it. Then you just look like a chump.
Right. Well, I get if you lie about it, you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Just if you take gear and you don't want to talk about it, just don't talk about it. If someone says, "Are you natural?" Just say next. Change the subject. I saw an interview recently with someone interviewing Marcus Rule, and they back in this day, and this guy was asking, "Are you natural?" And he was like, "I can't talk about that. I have sponsorships. They will drop me if I talk about gear. So change the subject. But he was but he was just like, I can't talk about it. Like, don't make it awkward.
And exactly, and that's a good point. Like, and quite frankly, like, I remember seeing some of the contracts with the leagues or whatever, or with the Weeder even back in the day. Like, they couldn't talk about this contractually. Like, they would get immediately dropped, or be in a situation where they could be dropped from the contract.
Yeah. Today, that's not like that.
I feel like the fans should be mindful of the situations that they can put these athletes in. You know what I mean? Like, the fans should be like not pushing as much, not as crazy like about these questions.
I mean, it's like, you listen, when you look at somebody, if they're on steroids or not. Let's be real. You can tell. I mean, like, if you see really big muscle bellies, some really good size, really good conditioning, you can tell. It doesn't take an idiot, so, just let it be. Like, the natty or not thing has gotten pretty popular, and it's made a lot of YouTube people build a lot of views. So people are interested in it because they're curious. They want drama, and that's good drama to watch. Watching someone claim they're natty and they're like, that guy's a liar. Wow, what a chotch. They love that stuff. So I get why they do the videos.
But sometimes they can be wrong about this thing, right? Like, even with you said they claimed you were not natty when you were natty. You know what I mean? So there's situations where they were wrong.
Yeah, some famous YouTuber actually did a video on me not too long ago. Got a lot of views too. He's pretty much just making fun of how huge I was. He's like, it doesn't make any sense. Why is he this huge? He has a tiny pea head. I don't know. I don't think I have a tiny pea head. What do you think, bro? Tiny pea head?
Nah, I think it was good.
but no. Then he started making fun of the when I claim Natty, you know, so oh, just keep on talking, bro. You're giving me more followers. I love it. Keep on talking. You know, I'm not mad. Let's go.
Didn't bother you at all, right?
If that's the case, I'm Natty at 360 too. Let's keep talking about me, you know.
But I feel like, you know, the fans and the media, they should understand, like, especially when you're talking to an athlete that's competing, you should not be asking questions like that unless they want to bring it up themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's how I look
absolutely.
at it. I mean, like, I would never be interview a bodybuilder, and unless he brings it up, I would not be exploring the subjects with the guy who's actually competing right now to mess up his whole career. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Yeah, man. All right, Craig, that's all we have for today. It's good talking to you, man. I look forward to the next one. I just want to say again, you know, rest in peace, John Meadows. We want to dedicate this episode to him. And, you know, I hope that people still watch his videos. There's a GoFundMe campaign for his funeral. I think they already reached their amount, actually. And I hope these names, I hope his name really lives on in fitness, you know?
Absolutely.